we will have a different future, a brighter future, rooted in democracy and principles, hope and light, of decency and dignity, of freedom and possibilities. For God's sake, this man cannot remain in power.
That was President Biden in Poland on Saturday with President Andrzej Duda, members of the parliament, and nearly 1,000 attendees, appearing to call for Vladimir Putin to step down. The White House later walked that back, saying that the president was not referring to Putin's power in Russia and was not calling for regime change. Joining me right now to discuss all of this is Florida Congressman Michael Waltz. He is former Green Beret commander and author of the new children's book, Brave. Congressman, congrats on the book. Thanks very much for being here. Should Biden be, in fact, calling for regime change? The White House says that's not what he meant.
Yeah, thank you, Maria. And very quickly, all of the proceeds from the children's book, which will be about national service and serving your country, Brave, will go to Ukraine and will go to charities helping Ukraine. You know, on Biden's comments, Maria, I actually agree with him. I think this murderous attack will continue as long as Putin's in charge, but the change needs to come from internal to Russia. It needs to come from the Russian people. My problem with the president intimating or implying that it's the United States or the West that wants to cause regime change is twofold. One, it feeds into Putin's propaganda machine. He has long said the United States and NATO aims to take the Russian government out and to keep Russia weak. I guarantee you he is pumping that propaganda into his people right now and saying, see, I told you, this is why you have to rally around me. And it could actually backfire to make Putin stronger internally. And then number two, look, Maria, for deterrence to work, the commander-in-chief has to be credible. This kind of flip-flopping, he says one thing and then the White House has to clean it up, damages his credibility. And the commander-in-chief has to be taken seriously. I don't think he's taken seriously right now. When you're on the international stage, the entire world is watching, and you make gaffes like talking about American boots on the ground in Ukraine, which he did, and the White House had to clean it up, and then you imply we're pushing for regime change in Moscow, and the White House has to clean it up on top of Nord Stream 2 and on top of so many other things. It's damaging to our ability to deter Putin because the commander-in-chief is not taken seriously.
Well, you are the first Green Beret elected to Congress. Tell me about the training of the Ukrainians by the Green Beret commanders and our help in terms of the training there. Has it made a significant difference as we watch the courage on display there? We heard from the Klitschko brothers earlier in the show.
Well, it has, and Green Berets have been training the Ukrainians since they were first invaded by Russia since 2014. And I think that 7-8 years of training, we're seeing it. It's paying off. We specialize in urban warfare. We specialize in partisan resistance. Maria, we have Green Berets and other special operators training in 60 to 70 countries around the world at any given time, right now as we speak. And that's what Green Berets specialize in, is guerrilla warfare and helping local militaries and militias fight for their freedoms. That's why their motto is to free the oppressed. It's what we've been doing for decades, and it's paying off.
You told me about 2 specific systems that Ukraine needs right now in order to win. Let's take a break, and I want you to tell me about those 2 military systems, and then we'll discuss enriching Iran. Could this be one of Biden's most dangerous plans yet? We're talking with Michael Waltz. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm back with Congressman Michael Waltz. And Congressman, in the middle of all of this in Ukraine and Russia, the White House is considering allowing Russia to buy enriched uranium, excess uranium from Iran as part of an Iran deal. Your reaction?
Well, Maria, it's only been 7 months since Afghanistan and that debacle. Now we're in this and the worst crisis since World War II in Ukraine and Russia. And we're about to shoot ourselves in the foot and enter into a crisis in the Middle East. Number one, if Iran gets a bomb, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and the rest of the Middle East will want one as well. We'll have an arms race in the Middle East. Number two, we're already seeing Iran's proxies, the Houthis out of Yemen, attack global oil supplies. They just launched a missile yesterday into a refinery in Saudi Arabia. So literally, as we're about to unleash billions by lifting sanctions that'll flow into Iran, it's going to flow right out of Tehran out to its terrorist proxies that are then attacking Iran's competitors in terms of oil to force the world to buy more Iranian oil. And the second place that money is going to go will be to Moscow. Iran will once again, just as it did in 2015, 2016 with the first Iran deal, go on a buying spree and buy those S-300s and S-400 air defense systems that future Israeli or American pilots may have to deal with. It is going to light the region on fire. That's why the Emiratis, the Saudis, and others won't even return the president's phone calls right now and are moving closer to China. We've gone from Middle East peace deals on the White House lawn 18 months ago to now this, where we have the president's team fawning all over the Iranians. There's even discussion, Maria, of comparing the Palestinians fighting it back against Israel and that anti-Semitic argument and comparing them to the bravery of the Ukrainians. It's almost hard to believe.
And I know you've been watching the support that China has been giving. Who will replace some of the financial services companies that pulled out of Russia? It will be China.
It's going to China banks, and they're going to be buying up all of Russia's critical minerals and oil and gas. China will be stronger at the end of this, unfortunately.
Thank you.